Hello, fighters, survivors, and thrivers. Welcome to the Cancer Show. Today is Cancer Tip Tuesday, and do I have a tip for you? This tip is really, really close to my heart, and I feel very blessed to be able to share it with you. So the title is Help Your Parental Cancer Fighters. Your friend has cancer and is deep in treatment. Your friend has children. Little children. Here's how to help. Put together gift baskets filled with food, toys, and books. Offer to drive by in the morning to pick their children up and also drop them off after school. Take their children for play dates. Drive them to their extracurricular classes, and if they don't have any, ask first. Then take the lead and sign them up with your children. Take them to class birthday parties when invited, and then take them back to your home and continue to be resourceful. Okay, so my children were 4 and 6, and I was deep in treatment. And I had a wonderful community support system, and my friends, they just they're just very, very efficient people. So in the very beginning, they created it's an online resource for people that need help. Okay. And it's called Helping Hands. Helping Hands, is that right? Yeah, I think it's Helping Hands. I'll post it below. And lots of helping hands. That's what it is. Lots of helping hands. Chemo brain overcome. I have to overcome my chemo brain. I just did it. Yay. That's a win. That's a win, people. Okay, so lots of helping hands, and they fill in spots for like bringing food, helping out with the children, driving, and all kinds of things. So my friends had food delivered almost like every day for a long time, and they helped with my children a lot. So that was very that was the biggest thing for me, because I was a full-time mom, and it was difficult to have other people take care of my children. But I knew this group. These were my friends that I hung out with every single day and had for 3-4 years at that point. And I trusted them, and they're all good moms. So however difficult it was for me to let go and let them be taken care of by somebody else, I was comfortable, and I was grateful that it was them. So some of the things that they did, I open up here, put together gift baskets filled with food, toys, and books. And one of my friends, she was a new friend actually. She was from Sophia's school, where most of my main crew was from preschool at that time. Connor was still at preschool, so they were 2 different schools at that time. And this wonderful lady Tyler, put together a gift basket. Actually, it was more than one gift basket, and bags of like cloth bags with handles, and she had gifts wrapped in there, and a couple bottles of wine for my husband, and food labeled. I mean, extraordinary. She's an extraordinary person. I mean, she didn't really even. We can't go on with this crooked. Okay, there. Whew. Oh, my Virgoism was kicking in there for a second. Okay, now I can focus. I'm the kind of person, if you're at a pool and I'm trying to read something or flip through a magazine, and the person like across from me or diagonally is like moving their foot like this, I have to move my chair. I can't. It drives me crazy. Somebody's doing something repeatedly, like I have to turn away. Anyways, okay, side note. Not that you care, but I just want to share. Okay, I might have to use that. more often. Uh, uh, so, um, so, so she, she put games for the children and books and magazines for me to read, and it's just like wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And I was so grateful for her. She was great throughout the whole treatment, throughout my whole treatment as well. So other things that my friends did for me were help me, as I said, with going, like taking the children to class parties, because when they're little, they go to a lot of birthday parties, and I didn't want them to have to miss it. And most of the times I would go, but when I was in the hospital for a Saturday and there was a party, they would take the children, and I would feel good about that. Also, I talked about extracurricular activities. So one of my friends, her children did art class and mine didn't. So she just asked me, and then she signed them up for art class, and they loved it. And so she would take them there. They would. I had one friend who took them to where was it? Legoland for one night. And another, hello, Sadia, darling. And another one of my friends, she, her and her husband took Sophia and Connor for another night. So they did have a couple sleepovers. I wasn't really big on sleepovers, but these were nights when I was either like so ill that I couldn't lift my head off my pillow, or I was, or had to go to the hospital super early in the morning. So you try not to break up their routine. Now, talking about cancer to your children, that's going to be another Tuesday, Cancer Tip Tuesday. But for my children, they were too young. They didn't know, and that was just my personal choice. But my friends were great at just making sure that they were having fun. Other things that you and distract them from the fact that their mom was 100% there and now she's not always there. And that's, confusing for children. So if they have a wonderful support system around them, it makes it much, much better. For teens, if you have teens, I would suggest offering them a mentor. And if you need help with a mentor, either for yourself, for the caretakers, or for the children, please let me know, because I have a wonderful resource that I would love to share with you. Just direct message me. Only because I have a direct contact, and then I can make sure that it's an amazing nonprofit. I'm not saying that you won't get great service, but I just like to connect, because the founder of the nonprofit is a good friend of mine. So, if a teen, oh gosh, just heartbreaking. My friend just lost her husband last year. 3 children, teens. And a mini adult, 20 years old, a mini adult. But how difficult that must be for a teen. And I saw that with my own family. One of my brothers had a very difficult time with when my sister was sick with leukemia, and my other brother was kind of he was older and he was in college, so he was busier. But it was really hard on my second brother, and it caused issues for him. And it's difficult. Cancer is a family disease, and it's not just one person who is affected; it's the whole family. So, if you have teens, I would just get them a mentor, or get them counseling, or just somebody to talk to, somebody that you love and trust. One of my friends, my really good friends, is Mona. And hi, Mona. Yes, Mona. Now you're another. I have a Mona and a Simona in my life. I love the name Mona and Simona, so that's good. But she's somebody that I would trust. Like if I wanted somebody to talk to Sophia, or if I wanted Sophia wanted to talk to somebody, and I wasn't around or whatever, I like, that is somebody that I would trust. So, have those people in place that can support your children, your teens, and because especially your teens are, 12, 13, 11, like they know what's going on. They know what's up. Okay. They know that, especially now with like nothing is, there's no restrictions on learning about anything these days, which is really quite tragic because they're just learning things that they shouldn't learn way too early. And it's just too much for them. It's just too much for them to swallow, to understand, to embrace, to like, they don't get it. They're watching these TikToks and, social media is great, but there is a dark side to it. So, hello, Mona. Thank you for joining. So, take care, really, you can delegate, if you're the person who has the cancer, you can delegate, ask one of your friends, take them to the museum or take them to lunch, like make it casual. Don't be like, don't make it like, a big deal. Just make it easy and, let them know that they're there for you. And if you see that child struggling, then get them some professional help. It's a big deal to see your parents so ill. It's a big deal. So some other things that you can help your friends who have children. I'm talking right now about the children, people who have children, especially little children, is you can clean their house, or you can hire somebody to go and clean their house, because cleaning takes a lot of effort and a lot of energy. And when you're going through treatment, you don't have that energy. Okay, you get like, you're dizzy, you can be dizzy, nauseous. Like cleaning is the last thing on your list. Okay, you're just trying to get through the day, right, Mona? You're just trying to like take your medication, stay on top of your medication, take care of yourself, eat food, just really it's just getting through the day. So cleaning is not at the top of your list. Grocery shopping, make sure that they have groceries in their fridge, in their cupboards. And a lot of people like me will say, no, it's okay. Well, that didn't last too long for me, because I had to come to the realization that I did need help. And moms don't like to ask for help, because that's just how we're wired. I said, yeah, Mona's like, no, cleaning. Yeah. So it's okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay. It does not mean you're weak. It means you're strong, because you need something for yourself or for your family, and that is a sign of strength. So don't think that you're weak if you have to ask for help. Ask them. Maybe your friends could alternate, pick up just like the staples for groceries, and, just check in, make sure that, maybe you could alternate with dinners. So you have children, you have to feed them. It's not like you're just with your husband or your spouse or your wife. You have to take care of them. So they need to have a clean home. They need to have food and water, of course. And also offer to take them to their treatments, or go with them to the doctor, because when you're at the doctor's office, you get a lot of information at once. It's overwhelming. And so to have another set of ears there next to you is extremely beneficial. Now, right now, we are still in COVID time, so they're usually not letting other people go with you into a doctor's appointment. But that's going to be over soon. And so you can also, ask them, say, is it possible for me to go? Maybe you've already been vaccinated. Who knows? You can show proof of that. But helping by being there, driving them, picking up their medication, babysitting, which we talked about. Just those things are really, really, the simple things, just really, really important. You know, making sure they have food, making sure their house is clean, making sure their children don't need anything, helping them with driving, helping them with appointments, helping them, like if their child is having a birthday party that's coming up, like plan that birthday party, have that birthday party at your house, and just say, don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of the child. I'm going to take care of this. People want to help. They want to help. I want to help too. I want to help everybody. I want to help everybody all the time. I want to help now that I'm on the other side. I mean, I wanted to help before because that's just like, they're just people in life that are volunteers, and that I'm just one of those people. I'm like, lift your hand up, and I'm the lift your hand up person, and I'm like, keep your hand down. But that's okay, because like we're community, right? And I like to do things. It's fun for me. So people like to help. So don't think of it as a burden on them. Think of it as, helping them feel useful or valuable, or like just sending a card isn't really, sending a card is great in a basket, but like actually like being hands on deck, you know what I mean? It's like the difference between like buying a card and somebody making, like your child making a card. Like you're going to keep that card forever, right? It doesn't matter how horrible it may look. You're going to keep that card. It's a handmade card, that's made with love. Mona says, some of my doctors allowed a support person in the office with me. Okay, that's great. That's fantastic to hear. So yeah, so ask if you can bring somebody with you. And when I have my colonoscopies, I would have my friend come and pick me up, because you can't drive after that. They cannot release you. So, pickups. Also, shopping for clothing for your children, because it's usually a year of treatment. And I remember like when somebody said that it was going to be a year, I was like, a year? I thought it would just be like a couple months and we're good. No. Like I don't know why I would think that, because I watched my sister go through it for like 4 or 5 years, but that was a long time ago. And I wasn't like, you just, I don't know, you're just in a state of you're in la la land when this first happening. So they're like, I'm like, a year? Oh my gosh. So your children are growing a lot during the year. And if you live somewhere that has 4 seasons, they're going to need winter clothes, summer clothes, spring, maybe a dress for Christmas, or a little suit, or whatever. Maybe they're graduating from high school, or, they need to get pictures done. Like, you can be the person that steps up and, say, hey, let me help you. Let me organize this. Let me call for you and set it up. Let me take your child and get their pictures done, or whatever it is, like testing. Even like we have to do a lot of tests here in California for our children, for schools, especially when they're transferring to high school. So you got to do a lot of testing. You have to go, and they have interviews, and it's a whole big deal. And so, like, having somebody take your child, like, it's serious. Like, you cannot be 1 minute late. If you're 1 minute late, you can't do the test, and then it's a big problem. So having somebody go and take your child, take your teen, and be that person that is like making sure that they're on time, that they have their pencils, that they have all the things that they need. And what about performances? Your children are performing and you're so sick you can get out of bed. So your friend goes, streams the performance, and she or he is there for them, so that they have somebody when they're finished, to give them flowers, or to support them, or, tell them how great they are because their mom or their dad can't be there. It's like, it's tough. It's tough for these kids. So we as parentals need to stand beside our fellow parents who are going through treatment. And also, usually the spouse is the one who's the main caretaker for whoever's going through the treatment, whether it's the wife or the husband. So they're like being pulled apart in like all these directions. And I see in the support groups, like, I'm exhausted because I've got this, I've got that, and I'm the main person taking care of him or her. And it's a full-time job to take care of somebody. It's a lot of work. And for me, I did as much as I could for myself because I'm just like that. But on the days that I couldn't, one day I was in so much pain. I called my friend Patty. I'm like, Patty, can you please take me to the doctor? I can't drive. Couldn't drive. Didn't want to get an Uber. I wasn't even using Ubers back then. No, I don't even remember. I don't even know if Uber was around in 2012, was it? 2013? I don't even remember. But she came over and, she took me there. I got a wheelchair and she rolled, she helped me that day, and I needed help. Otherwise, I didn't want to like call the ambulance, even though I was in pain, but I would have. But if you have somebody that you can call, to have somebody there with you, somebody it's so much comforting. It's more than just a ride, It's emotional support. It's support from a friend. It's support from a family member. It's support from a loved one. It's having that person next to you, cheering you on, telling you that it's going to be okay when you don't feel like it's going to be okay. And there are times when you're going to be like that, like, oh my gosh. And just to hear somebody say it's okay is so helpful. It's so comforting. Yeah. I remember just thinking about it, just looking at her, and she's like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Okay, it wasn't okay, but it's okay now. But just hearing that, okay? Hearing that makes a difference. So, ask your friends who are going through treatment what you can do. And if they say nothing, write a list out or go to lots of helping hands or Caring Bridge. There's lots of helping hands and there's Caring Bridge. Those are the two ones that I'm familiar with. And get everybody's email listed on there, and then they can sign up and they can help. But if that person says they don't need any help, then say, okay, well, what about this? Like, have a list and say, okay, well, I'll do this. Like, take it off of their shoulders to ask. They don't want to ask. Moms like to do it all. So be their hero and stand up and take charge. Make plans for their children. Take their children shopping. If their child needs a tutor, they need help with school, get them a tutor. Like, even if it costs, it costs money on your part, like, spend it on them. They need you, and it comes back to you. When you give, you get more, so much more. It's the truth. I know it's like a saying that we, give. I always say giving is the gift you give yourself, but when you give back, you get so much more in return, and it's true. So spend some money on those children. Spend for your friend. I mean, it's so much more than just spending money, I just like to say thank you to all of my friends, my support system, my family, my cheer team, for helping me through, for making me laugh when, I was flat on the floor, sicker than a dog, for just taking care of my children, for always checking in, for lifting me up, for making me go for lunch and tea, forcing me to get out of the house, just the cards, the gifts, the love, the companionship, coming and sitting. Oh, that's another thing. Go and sit through chemo with them when they're having treatments. Go and entertain them or whatever. Just go and just be quiet, just be still, or just be there for them. Just go visit them. Ask them, do you want anything to eat? I'll bring you something, because sometimes when you're going through chemo, you get these huge like cravings. I would get cravings. They're like, do you want anything to eat? I'm like, yes. Can you bring me some spaghetti from Jerry's Deli? This wasn't like when there used to be a Jerry's Deli across from Cedars, and it was really weird because that Jerry's Deli is the deli that my friends and I would go to after clubbing, after we would go dancing. And I was going to Cedars, all the time, and I'd be like, wow, I used to like go to Jerry's and have so much fun, after a night of dancing and shenanigans, and here I am getting my chicken noodle soup from Jerry's Deli because I have cancer. Whoa, two worlds. But anyways, Jerry's Deli has always been good to me, regardless what I was doing. So yeah, gift baskets, Amazon drops. It's so easier to help somebody. But just giving something is like, that's wonderful. But helping them out, like actually being on deck, all hands on deck, is going to have more of an impact on their life if you can. And if you can't, like I said, you can hire somebody. You can hire somebody to go clean their house. You can, hire somebody to help with children, their babysitting or tutoring or their lessons or whatever. There's like, you can invest in that just to help them, have their food delivered. Find out what they like to eat, what they're eating on this diet. Of course, if they're making bad choices with their diet, you can suggest some foods that will be easier. You may not even know, but that's like, when you go through cancer, you start figuring out what you can and cannot eat because your body tells you. So always bland things. I always say no dairy and everything bland. You can eat all the good stuff later, but why upset your stomach? It's not worth it. All right. So yeah, please tomorrow reach out to any of your friends who are relatives, loved ones who are going through cancer, and ask them how you can help, and with their children especially, and just give them options. Don't let them get away with like, no, I'm okay, because we're not okay. We're not okay. It's hard. It's hard work to get through cancer. It's physically draining. It's emotionally. It's emotional terrorism, and it sucks the life out of your soul. So you need that support. You need to support. So, all right, that's our Cancer Tip Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you tomorrow. We're going to do our Workout Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And really good to work out through your treatment. Really, really important to keep your muscles, engaged and growing, and not, just like sitting there doing nothing. Because when your muscles don't do anything, then they shrink, they atrophy. They're not going to help you. So even if you're doing a little bit, it's so important to move. Okay, you're going to feel so much better. All right, my loves, I will see you tomorrow. Daily mantra, say it with me, please. I am healthy, I am happy, I am whole. I am healthy, I am happy, I am whole. One more time. I am healthy, I am happy, I am whole. Thanks again, and remember, the thriving starts now.